Hey YouTube, it's Cash. So this is episode 4, or part 4, in my series on mechanical sampling and mechanical sequencing with vinyl records and Flexi discs. On this episode, I'm going to focus on a very special record player, the slowest record player that I've ever seen. It's the A-80 Library of Congress player. You may be familiar with the C1 tape player. This is a similar thing. It's coming from the same family. The unique thing about it is that it can play records at 8 revolutions per minute, which is very slow. And what I did is I synced it up with my other record player. I was able to slow down the speed a little bit. So it's almost like a fourth of the speed of like a regular record. And then I was able to get them to sync together and do some pretty interesting things, incorporating some of the things from the previous episodes. So you can go check those out if you haven't seen those yet. So what I did in this episode too is that not only was I syncing or trying to pitch things together, but I also was doing the same thing. Again, being inspired by Graham Dunning, kind of inspired this whole series. In the last episode, I'm just using pieces of aluminum foil. I decided to upgrade to some aluminum foil tape and kind of be a little more precise about sequencing and that sort of thing. I was able to, in the last episode, you can go check that out, I was able to sequence some of my test equipment setup. In this episode, I modified a multiplexer. So a multiplexer is a device that actually is used to see different wave files on an oscilloscope at the same time. Multiplexers can be 4 inputs, 8 inputs. This one's 8 inputs. Test equipment can be triggered as long as there's a simple switch, and there's a switch on the multiplexer to switch between channels. So what I did is I just basically used input of various units into the multiplexer, left some spaces open, and then pitched everything so that it kind of works together. It's not like a real clean switch. It kind of almost has a little bit of a glitch distortion between changes, but I kind of like that. It's only sounds that way because of what it is. I made it sound that way, so it's kind of cool. So I'm using the same contact arm that I used in the previous episode, but I'm using it between 2 turntables and just syncing them together that way. So I needed another element, so not that I needed one, but I built a phototheremin, or an optical theremin, as it also is called. This is another Graham Dunning trick that I took from him, where you actually put them on the spinning records, and you with lights and aim the sensors so that the actual spinning of the records triggers the theremin. With a light. So I used these glass elements with a prism and a glass sphere, and created this cool effect, like a synth sound that's also in rhythm. So everything's just kind of like using the records, the spinning of the records to kind of trigger everything, and then also getting sound off the records at the same time. One being in fourth speed, and the other one being in regular speed or close to it. I also use a good amount of pedals. I'll list those below in the description, and I think it turned out pretty well. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.